Welcome to Rock Shop Talk. Our show talks best practices, fun anecdotes, and the latest cutting-edge technology in our field to kick your screen printing gears into hyperdrive. Today's episode features Rebrand Revolutions. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.
I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we talk all things screen printing. Today we are discussing rebranding revolutions with João Sá of ROQ International. I am ROQ US President Ross Hunter. Alongside me, as always, today is our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps. How's it going, everyone?
Awesome. How you doing?
Hey. I'm doing good. I'm doing better than you, though, because your phone's broken.
It is. It's really stupid.
You started off Monday with like a totally uncool vibe.
Yeah, I don't understand
Broken phones is tough.
Don't recommend it. Like, I'm paying another service to supply Wi-Fi, and this is the only way I can get the phone to work. So that's going to be a fun rendezvous after this.
Well, hopefully get you all up and running. We want to start out just with some ROQ US news and updates. The ROQ US video tour is back on. It is back on starting in July, going into, well, I guess the end of June, starting the end of June and going through probably close to August. So we are excited to get our video team into the country and get started on this. Gave everyone a little bit more time to get vaccinated too, which is awesome. So should be a little bit safer out there, which is nice. We've got some cool stuff going on up on the website. We've got an automation ready score. It's a really cool tool. Do you want to describe that a little bit, Merrill, to everyone?
Yeah, it's just a few simple, direct questions. Once you answer that, we'll supply you back with a grade, kind of a red, yellow, green light sort of system to help you, get in line to where you need to be to automate and know what you need to do that properly and at the right schedule and resources to help you get there.
That's awesome. And we also have a new ebook out, 7 Fears Preventing Most Screen Printers from Going Auto, which is an awesome read. A lot of great stories from our partners out there that really helped us put that content together, and all of them valid. I think I went through all 7 fears. It's like what do they call it? The grief, 7 stages of grief. It's like and I went through them all really quick. It was like boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm good. So it's a great read for those of you who haven't gone auto yet. Definitely check that out. I'm sure that you're feeling some of the same things that some of the other folks that are telling the stories in there are. So definitely a cool thing to check out.
For sure.
Any other updates? Do we have any other updates?
I don't believe
it's
so.
Almost summer.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Right. Yeah. This is coming up on almost a year of Rock Shop Talk. I believe the next episode will be our year anniversary. So this might be the final of the first year.
Oh, we're going to have to do something fun for that. We still need to get one of the noise, things so we can make funny noises on the podcast. Maybe that could be, we should get that for our 1 year anniversary.
That is a good idea, but I also like the idea of having like a button I can press that like kind of like pokes you to make that sound. Because I don't think I'll ever be happy with the recording versus hearing.
Fair enough for that sound, but like we need like an audience, like laughter. It'd be funny just to have some like random laughter and stuff. Yeah, it'd be good.
Okay. All right.
Well, cool. Let's dive in. Wanted to reintroduce João and welcome him back to our show. He was on last year, I believe. So excited to have you back, João. And João is the sales manager for all of the North American and South American territories?
North and Central America.
North and Central America. There we go. Yeah. And so we brought him on today to talk about rebranding. We're actually, ROQ as a whole is going through a very large rebrand. So excited to learn more about that. But real quick, before we dive into what we're here to talk about, how are things going there in Portugal since the pandemic started? And we've all been through a bunch of bumps in the road and lots of things going on with shipping. How's it going there?
Ross, Merrill, thanks for inviting me for this podcast. It's good to be back here to spend some time with you guys to talk about ROQ and about what we're doing these days. About the pandemic, challenging times. Look behind, looks like we passed 10 years in what, just a year. Things are starting to get under control in the country here in Portugal, a little bit like all over the Europe, but with reopening the economy slowly. We are getting vaccinated slowly. So the government expects to have a big part of the population, if not all the population, vaccinated until the end of the summer, which is great. And we really want that to go back to the normal life.
That's excellent.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to come visit. I'm hoping to plan something maybe at the end of this year, which would be awesome. If everyone gets vaccinated over summer and everything starts to turn, may make international travel a little bit easier. I still can't comprehend wearing a mask on a plane though for 13 hours. So I'm going to have to that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough.
You want concerns of the ROQ activity. We are in a good moment, I should say, really strong. Our production, the same as usual. We are some challenges and some problems with some suppliers, with some raw materials, some components everywhere. Problems with freights, price increase on shipments. It's being challenging, but we're trying to do our best to accommodate some of those bad points and trying to move on. So to keep the good service and keep the good the quality that we all want to on our products and the best service to our clients. So challenging times, we learn a lot. I think we are learning, but also preparing the future in a different way. We learn a lot with all this pandemic. There's other things to can work. We all learn to work from home, for example, doing some homework. Even with our relationship and our meetings with our partners, with our clients, more on Teams, more on Zoom. That was something new, but we are familiar now. So I think we will be better in the future with this experience.
Absolutely. It's definitely forcing us all to be stronger. I mean, with the supply chain issues, which everyone's dealing with. I mean, if you are running a business, you're dealing with supply chain issues right now. I mean, anywhere in the world. And freight has just been insane. We were talking about that. We had an all industry meeting last week. And that was it was a bunch of US based companies that all get together. They're all in the screen printing or decorating space. And we took a survey before the meeting, and one of the questions was, what is your company struggling with the most? And, the answers were sales, supply chain. I mean, there's a few different answers, and it was 90% of everyone that took the survey. I think it was probably 30 companies or so. It was all supply chain related within the industry. And these are, blank manufacturers. These are, other equipment distributors like we are. I mean, so it's really interesting to see. It's everyone's dealing with the same exact struggle. But I guess if you're dealing with a struggle, it's better to be dealing with that than, sales or, some of the other things that could be going wrong. So everyone's really strong right now, which is exciting. And the industry seems to really be on, an upswing. We just got to tackle these supply chain issues and all will be fantastic at that point. And thanks for sharing that. So we really wanted to dive into some history Like I said earlier, ROQ's doing a rebrand that includes ROQ US. So the entire family of businesses essentially is going through a rebrand right now. New websites being rolled out, a lot of exciting things. But ROQ itself is about 36 years old. It's a long history of a company, and obviously probably a lot of rebranding that's happened within that 35 years. Can you take us through how many logos you guys have had? Like, how many times has this happened, and sort of give us some history on the brand itself? Why green? I mean, there's a lot of questions, right, that go into that rebranding. So you take us through the history a little bit, João?
Yeah, I was actually here thinking to myself, counting the number of logos or number of times we did a rebrand since 1983, since we start in the small garage. I'm counting 7 times with this last one.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah, and the second since we changed the brand to ROQ, because before we born like S2E9. I think I told you the story in the last time, like a name of a saint ROQ, because we start close by a chapel, Saint ROQ Chapel. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we rebrand with the name S2E9, and then we changed the brand to just ROQ, and this is the second time we rebrand as ROQ. But this time we are also rebranding all the group, because the company name is still S2E9, Machinery, Technology, Laser Time Machines, and Laser Technology. But the company perception to the market is now Group ROQ, and the Group ROQ has ROQ US and ROQ Brazil, or big branches. When we have like old presence, the very first presence overseas was in Brazil, and the last one is US. Doesn't mean we don't have a big presence in other markets in the world. Right now we have machines in more than 70 markets or 70 countries worldwide. But the idea is it's a need for change. ROQ as a global leader is not enough being to be a big company with 500 plus employees. We should present ourselves like a global leader, and the rebranding process is part of that.
And that's really to make everything look and feel like one group instead of, I know that the way it was like ROQ kind of had its own logo. The group had a separate logo. The laser division had a separate logo, and maybe Brazil and ROQ US are a little bit different. And so the idea is to bring the whole brand together visually, right?
Yes, correct. So
that's awesome.
This was also one of the ideas of our new CEO, Fernando Pinto, since he took charge in June last year. Preparing the future, or preparing the next 3 years, since ROQ is still growing, to be like a corporation level, and not just a company or a small medium enterprise. Part of preparing the future is preparing the brand, and since we are not only in the screen printing market, we are also working to be to promote our solutions, or to be a solution on the DTG market. So was also one of our visions was work the logo with some experts and image experts, and to turn the logo more visual, more simple. Before we were using like small letters, ROQ, and
right
small
here,
like ROQ. Yeah. And now it's in capital letters, ROQ. So Group ROQ, and to be, I don't know, something more solid, more trust. kind of.
Like that.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to have to do a lot of rebranding. Merrill's background, my background, bus. I mean, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. We're excited about it, though. It's going to be a lot of fun to have everything, together as one and give that corporate, vibe, to your point. And I think I know that I've gotten a little bit of a sneak peek of the new website that's going to come out, which is a lot more complementary to even kind of our website. And I'm sure, Brazil's building their thing. And so you kind of get that one look all the way across, which will really carry the brand. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get more into what this new logo is going to be and the whole rebranding process that ROQ went through. So we will be right back.
Leadership legend Dale Carnegie once claimed, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy." In that light, we've created our first ever ebook outlining the 7 worst fears that prevent most screen printers from going auto and the simple solutions to remedy each one. To download your free copy today, please visit ROQ.us or call 187-ROCKET now. That's 877-674-8669.
I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we talk all things screen printing. Today, we are talking about a rebranding revolution, and we are joined with João of ROQ International. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter, and alongside of me, as always, is our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps. Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. And thanks again, João, for hopping in this today. I know our time difference isn't always friendly to either of us, but it's always appreciated. So I would love to dive into how ROQ International tackled the rebranding strategy and just kind of walk us through the overall process, talking about like the key elements that you felt that were imperative to keep in this fresh design, and talk about when we think this rebrand launch is officially going to drop.
The company history is deeply connected with the figure of the founders, 2 brothers that started a small garage, self-made men, entrepreneurs, innovators, but guys that came from the ironworks reality, so mechanics. So the very first logos since the 80s were, if you I think the audience will have the opportunity to see the evolution of the logo in some video or some demo. Mm-hmm. The very first ones, they reflect a little bit what was in that time the type of designs and image from all the companies here, and all these years until today, or before this last change, our logo was reflecting a little bit metallomechanic company, machine manufactured metal. 80% of the logo reads about metal and mechanics. Okay, so however, we need to give some more, add some more to the logo, and the idea is we are a proud and experienced a company with knowledge. We are partners of clients. We like to partner, make win-win partnerships. So we are proud. We are experienced. There's also the human part and the passion, and we know that when we see clients, when they love the green, they love the machine color. When they repaint the factory walls the same green as our machines, we know that there's something there that touch our clients, and one is the color. Mm-hmm. So that's to tell you that we are keeping the green, and with some little touch, 2 types of greens and a gray. There's also a little detail you can see. It's the pixels on the top of the O, and the pixel means something like creativity, Also, because we are a brand, or we are a company that we made our course in the middle of the fashion industry, textile industry, and fashion also calls you for innovative, to be more innovative, for new stuff, special effects. And finally, the idea of the pixels on the top. Also want to tell you that we are also in the digital market, the DTG solutions. So it's part of the idea that isn't all involved with a new image.
So, what inspired the green? I'm just curious, did the two brothers, I mean, back 35, 36 years ago, was everything green then and it's always stayed, or what's been the evolution of the color?
If I remember, I don't remember a special reason. I do remember there was something, was a decision to be different than the competition at that time. I remember here in Europe, the competition at that time was like a MHM, M&R, some German brands like Schenk, Spanish calls Panon, one other Italian brand, and they were using like blues, one other yellow, white. So, but the most part were using blue. I do remember. So, and we decided to be green, to be different, dark green, not green that we know now, but a little bit dark green. And we start realizing that in the trade shows, when some of the visitants they saw green, they easily associate to ROQ, because all the others are blue, the most part. So, or it could be M&R, it could be MHM, it could be Panon or other, but green is ROQ. These days, you can see other green manufacturers, but ROQ is green by nature.
Nice. How long did it take before the green that we associate now came about?
The new Pantone, I think, was maybe we start using this one in 2012, 2013.
Oh, so fairly recent. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's awesome. I always thought green because it's the color of money, and the machines basically they print money, right?
Well, it's
own
a point of view.
Yeah. And what's the projected launch of the rebrand currently for our listeners?
Well, the rebrand is projected to happen in May. So during the month of May is going to happen.
Let's talk about the tagline a little bit. So the logo is changing, the tagline's changing too. Up to this point, we've been using the tagline, creating solutions, which is still actually one of our values at ROQUS. I mean, it's actually part of the fabric of what we do. And I know it's still part of the fabric of what ROQ International does too, right? But we're changing that. And I'm really excited about the new tagline. I'll just say it so everyone knows. The new tagline is "Your Partner in Print." And João, can you kind of talk about how we got there and what your partner in print means to ROQ International?
Well, every manufacturer or every brand should use a slogan or a signature that means something about that brand or something about the product. And I think we're kind of maybe the third time we are adjusting our signature or slogan. Before we were using creating solutions was the last one. But creating solution, it can work for every company or every manufacturer, every brand. Okay, everyone pursues solutions to their clients with their products. So our competition, they have their own signatures that is associated with something. And but how do you know ROQ, by the way? How the clients see ROQ? So we are in the screen printing market. So we are in the screen printing industry, textile printing. So we are related to printing. So we offer printing solutions. So we are a partner in print. Mm-hmm. So and this was a signature. It was a slogan that came up together, involving all the teams, especially the ROQ US team. But was not only the only signature that came to our mind, because we are also a emotional company. There's emotion behind all the brand, all the company, because start by being a family company, start by the founders, two brothers. So there's also an institutional signature that is at the heart of printing tech. Okay, at the heart, because all that was made and started by the founders was with passion. Okay, that's the idea behind the heart. So, but at the end, we are a partner, and we like to treat our clients as partners. So we are together in the same business, and we grow together. So our clients and our partners can count with a ROQ partner, with a ROQ manufacturer, to keep preparing solutions, keep developing a new technology, keep preparing the future.
The embedded longevity in that, and the incentivized stakes and sharing the journey is so awesome and so rare. I love being a part of that.
Yeah, it's been, even our mission this year, we stopped using the word customers, which, by the way, has gotten kind of confusing sometimes in meetings and stuff, right? Because we talk about our partners, and we've got, customer partners, we've got distributing partners, we have manufacturing partners, and so we've had to kind of adjust a little bit to add those words in front of them. But we truly, that is what the whole business is about. It's about creating relationships. It's about partnering with people, and then, providing them a solution. So it's kind of fun, the evolution of, going from creating solutions, which, we're still all about, creating solutions, but really going to your partner in print, and we're partnering by providing solutions. And not only that, physical solutions, but even some of the stuff like we're doing right now, like the 7 Worst Fears, and, right, some of the other, content that we're putting out there, we're really wanting to partner with people. And whether that solution that we're giving is something tangible or knowledge based, it's really where we want to be. So it's exciting.
Yep. Resources and reliability is pretty much everything that we're projecting, and that's something very important to me. So I love that resonated well with you all in Portugal, and I hope that that's going to carry on through to our audience as well, because it's such, like I said, it's such a rare thing, but
you don't imagine how proud we feel when we listen some clients say, I'm green. That's it's when you realize about the heart. So the emotion of the color of the brand, and there's also it's also we should be also rational, because we develop machines and technology should be rational, but having some emotion, it can make difference. Okay, like there's others say I'm blue, I'm this, I'm that. It's great, because clients feel like feels the identity of their own choices to work with them in their own business.
That's awesome. I'm really glad that I did not get this green circle tattooed on my body, because that was something that was actually going to happen. And I would have been really, really, really upset with the rebrand going on. And I guess it would be like old school though. So, maybe I can do the duality tattoo when I get them. I'll do the old logo and the new logo, kind of like incorporate them somehow. But I will brand myself eventually. If we have tattooers in a trade show booth again, it'll probably happen then. So
we'll have to get a full-on video how it's made, done for sure. Manufacturing
sure.
on ROQ's president. That's great.
Hey, it'll be fun times. Well, let's take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll give some final thoughts into this rebrand, and we'll be right back.
Rock and roll.
We know you want to continue to stay in the forefront of the industry, but there are several variables to consider when determining the best time for your business to automate. We believe your attention is too valuable to be lost to this concern, which is why we worked with our incredible partners like you to develop the first ever Automation Ready Score. Visit ROQ.us to receive your free Automation Ready Score today and press onward.
I want to welcome everybody back to ROQ Shop Talk, your one-stop ROQ shop where we talk all things screen printing. Today we are talking about rebranding revolutions, and we are joined with João of ROQ International. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter, and alongside of me, as always, is our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps. Welcome back, everyone.
Everyone. Thanks again, João. Wanted to get your thoughts on what do you think how businesses can utilize branding and rebranding as a way to further the overall offerings and better connect with old audiences and new audiences as well? Like, what do you think is the overall biggest benefit of rebranding?
I think it's just brand perspective. You can easily associate a brand to a product. Really reflect a good decision, a solution more than a product. So, you asking that, I think to myself, and I can ask you, what our clients have in common. And what do they expect from our machines? So what we can think in they want quality. They don't want the machine stopping or breaking down. They want our solutions and our equipment. They want them as accurate and never stopping. So that's all they have in common, right? Mm-hmm. So we should present ourselves like a solid partner, a solid machine manufacturer, a solid brand. So basically, we are a global leader. We have a reputation with our equipment, but we want our logo to be associated with all that reputation and all that background and all that knowledge and all that experience. We are almost 4 years in the industry, so we have something to share. We have something to share with our clients and to help them moving forward. Okay, so we are part of many companies worldwide. So we are so proud to help several clients and keep supporting and keep servicing clients all over the world. And some of the most demanding companies that serve some of very demanding brands and in the world. So so we're just part of all this big supply chain. And that's it's all behind all this idea.
Right on.
That's awesome. I wanted to chime in too, just on your question, Merrill, because I think, we've got a lot of companies that, you start a business, you come up with a name, you come up with a logo, you get going, and then a lot of folks don't think about that again. and how they can, you know, rebrand or change what they're doing, you know, to help their business grow. And I think, you know, it's one of those places where we were talking about 7 worst fears of going auto, but I mean, this would be like one of those worst fears in business, right? Well, can I change my name? Will people still know who I am? Can I change my logo? Can I do these things? The answer is yes, 100%. We've seen, you know, huge multi-billion-dollar companies do this often, right? Coca-Cola is rebranded multiple times throughout history, and it's still, you know, an iconic brand. You're never going to not know that it's a Coca-Cola. And in fact, they've gone back to, you know, old school branding. I think Lay's just did that too, where they came back with all of their old school brands. But, you know, don't be afraid of it. When I started my first company in screen printing, we called it Paradigm Collision, and we thought we were being really like creative with words, right? And everyone thought we were an auto body shop, which makes total sense because we had the word collision in our name, and you know, we had to change it, and it was okay. It didn't matter. You know, it helped us. It helped create a brand when we moved to Reviation, is what we renamed it to, which isn't even a real word. You know, sometimes being literal with your names and your logos is tough. We get a lot of that in our industry, right? People that use ink in their name, or screen, or, you know, something like that. And so you're putting yourself in a red ocean of business when you do that, because that's what everyone else is doing. Right. So, you know, if you're listening, you know, really think about your logo, think about your name. You know, is it time for a fresh start? Is it time for something to change? And don't be afraid of doing it, and hire someone to help. That was what, you know, ROQ International, I know, brought in, and João said that a little bit earlier, but they brought in a consultant that learned about the business. I mean, they do a lot of homework on the actual company before they even put art to it, right? It's, who is this company? Who are the people? What do they care about? They try to tell a story first, and then they come in with, how many different options would you say you guys got, you know, in the first round of renditions?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe 10.
A lot.
Yeah. 10, 12.
Yeah, and then they boil it down from there. So it's tons of companies out there that do it.
And it's
you know,
not,
we can provide some resources for this too on our website.
Yeah, for sure. And there's not like, it doesn't always have to be a completely different change. It can evolve like Apple's did. You know, over the years, Apple's logos changed a few notable times, and each time it creates a brand new, no pun intended this time, identity, you know, a different way to think about the company, and it reaches a different audience base that broadens the entire story of Apple. So I think it's just another way that any business can grow, not just an audience, but to develop the story of the entire experience of what they create. And I personally love that. Of course, I'm in the business of that, but it never gets old to me, and it's always fascinating to see what goes in it and how that affects business going up, down, sideways, etc. It's such a big opportunity that it doesn't really. You can spend a ton of money doing it, but you can also just get fun with it and go, you know, old school with it and have just as much of an impact. So certainly something to consider for.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a piece of advice out there, do not buy a tour bus and then wrap the whole thing and then rebrand like 5 months later, because that's a lot of money.
Pro tip.
Down the tube.
Yeah.
So we're just going to say that Roxy is going to kick it old school with the old logos for a while.
Vintage look.
Absolutely. Well, João, before we wrap up, how can everyone listening find ROQ International, both websites, any sort of social tags for people that want to follow what's going on at the international level? Can you tell our listeners where to go?
Well, they should sources in all the browsers, on social media, on our website. ROQinternational.com. That's it.
And all your social tags are actually on the website too, so they can navigate you there. Awesome. And then, just before we wrap, if you wanted our audience to learn one thing about the ROQ family, so you're going to give them one really cool thing that no one might know out there, what would that be?
I don't know. We're talking about the logo, talk about the brand, but I do remember, and I have you guys like family, and all this Easter together, especially when we start in working with North America, also working with US. And of course, Bobby Panico and Ryan, it's part of this history. And I do remember all the ideas that came from the Ryan team, even with brand suggestions on name for products, name for machines. And I look behind, and I do remember, for example, ROQ. When we started in US, we were S2E9. And I saw how hard it was to help and teach the partners and teach the Ryan team and you guys how to spell the name S2E9. And it was S2E9, S2E9, and it was hard. And suddenly, you guys start using like ROQ, the ROQUS, and the ROQ machine, and ROQ this, ROQ that. And 2015, we said, let's change. Our brand now is ROQ. So I think that it's part because the answer was there. Let's do it simple. Let's do something with this name, okay, with this brand. So if today ROQ Group is doing this rebrand, is in part because all the time we spent together, and also because what we did since we start in the US market.
Nice. I kind of have a funny one too that some people won't know, and I don't know if João will actually say it or not. But what was the ROQ press called before we renamed it the ROQ or came up with the name? Can you tell everyone what ROQ was naming it?
Yeah, we start with the name Basic. Was
Basic.
ROQ
repeat that.
Basic.
It was the ROQ Basic.
I'm so glad we went.
Before I believe a lunch happened with some wine in Portugal, and then it was someone said you, and it was like ROQ and it's stock, but the ROQ Basic.
Yeah, no one wants a basic machine. I remember Bobby and Ryan saying all the time, "Who wants a basic machine? No one wants a basic machine. Give another name." And so I was thinking, what? Is the machine fast? Yeah, it's fast. Well, let's call it a bullet. Doesn't sound good. And somewhere, what about you? What, ROQ? Yeah, ROQ. What do you think? Yeah, great. Yeah, ROQ. Yeah. I remember Ryan took the ROQ. And
well, it's exciting. It goes with a very iconic song by Queen, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to, we will rock you. I mean, there's so many cool plays on words with that. So fun little tidbit for our audience out there. You could have been printing on a ROQ Basic, but instead you were printing on a ROQ. So that's really exciting. Well, I want to thank you, João, for joining us today. It was an awesome conversation. Everyone listening, look out for the rebrand. It's coming your way. We'll have all new logos rolling out. So let us know your thoughts. And this has been an awesome episode. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Merrill, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And
thank you all.
Let's continue to press onward and rock on.
With your partner in print.
Thank you, guys.
Huge thanks to João Sá for joining us today. As always, thank you for spending time with us this week. Tune in at your convenience wherever you listen to your podcast by searching ROQ Shop Talk. Our next episode will discuss partnering with ROQ US. If you'd like to request to be on the show, please visit roq.us/ROQ Shop Talk. If you found today's episode helpful, please recommend it to a friend who you think may find it helpful as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on social media. Until next time, rockers, press onward.